SkeleSteve.
Yeah, buddy. Alright, if we can start getting going, I'll start doing my damn intro. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the SkeleSteve show. I'm your host, Skella. I'm going through this yellow light, Steve. Woo! Oh, whoa, that's a bump right there. Anyways, welcome. So today, I'm going to be talking about the SkeleSteve mask. The mask that SkeleSteve wears. So I talked about my last video about my gear. The gear I wear. Whoa. These bumps are getting beautiful and awesome. Anyways, I was talking about my gear I wear, and I did mention the mask, which is technically not a gear. It's more just of a douchery thing to wear.
He's a real douche.
I want to talk about a funny story about this mask. So, I mentioned about a guy that lives a few blocks over, and he confronted me about my mask. But mind you, he never confronted me about my mask in our neighborhood. He did it at my work. So he's actually a customer at my work. And one of his company that he works for is one of our customers. So he came in one day and we were shooting the shit, and he asked me, he goes, "Hey Steve, I gotta ask you a question about your mask." I'm like, "Yeah, what about it?" He goes, "Why do you wear it?" I'm like, he goes, "Is it to keep the bugs out of your face and the wind and all that?" I'm like, "Kind of, but not really. It's because I like to look like a douchebag." And he kind of like didn't really laugh. I know most people would have kind of think that was funny, but it's true though. It is, helps a little bit of wind and also makes me look like a douchebag. So there's that. Anyways, he told me, he goes, a couple of the parents in the neighborhood don't like you wearing that mask. They think it's scaring. They're saying it's scaring their kids. Their kids are getting a little bit worried while you're wearing that mask. And I'm like, okay. He goes, "Yeah, you shouldn't wear the mask. My son saw you wearing that mask one time, and my kid's not special or nothing like that. He's not one of those he's not a wuss or nothing. He's not a special kid. He saw you wearing your mask. He was a little worried. He's like, what's that guy doing?" He got all kind of nervous, and I had to tell him he's just I know the guy's a good guy. I work with him. He goes, "Oh, well, why is he wearing the mask? It's not Halloween." And I did laugh about that. I thought that was pretty funny. So to be honest, I'm probably gonna still wearing it, but I'll consider it. He goes, "Please do." He goes, "Remember, you're a Christian. You should be thinking about this stuff." I'm like, okay, so what does a skeleton mask have to do with being Christian? That makes no sense whatsoever. Oh, puppy. Anyways, that was not good. Anyways, what does a mask have to do with, being a Christian? That makes no sense whatsoever. And I was like to him, and I didn't say that. I was like, okay, I'll consider it. So he came back in about a month later, and he was in a hot mood. And one thing he hated about my place, the guys in the shop will blast the music, and he hates it. And it's not even that loud. They'll blast the music, and he goes, he comes in one day, and there's another customer there that took a phone call and had to leave. He went outside, and he goes, you guys are always playing this damn music. Always play this music loud. You guys are playing it so loud that guy had to go outside and take his phone call." And I'm like, "Okay, dude, okay, you're here." And I was like, "You want to pick something up?" And he goes, "Yeah, I got an order placed." And it's like, "And I see you didn't take my advice into consideration about not wearing that mask." I'm like, "I told you I'm gonna think about it, but it's probably gonna be a no." He's like, "So what? You don't care about children?" I was like, "No, I don't.
I don't give a shit about your kids."
He shook his head at me, and I thought it was so funny. I'm like, "Really, dude? You're gonna fucking you guys are gonna get butthurt?" Like, he's a good guy, I like him, but the parents in the neighborhood are gonna get butthurt about a mask. There's kids that we live in 4 or 5 miles north of Detroit, and then the not the so good part of Detroit. There's kids that live 4 or 5 miles south of us. Their parents have to worry about their kids getting shot from a drug deal crossfire, or actually joining a gang or something. they're worried about other things, and this guy's worried he should be grateful that all his kids have to worry about some guy wearing a freaking mask.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
But it's like, whatever. And the funny thing is too is I went down the block because he's 2 blocks from me, but the block between us, I went down there and I always see those kids playing around. They'll stop and stare at me. And there was a girl, she had been like 4 years old. She looked at me and she pointed at my mask. She pointed at my bike too. I seen her pointing at my mask and pointing at my bike, and she starts waving with the biggest smile on her face. And then I just thought to myself, okay, it's not so much the kids, it's just you parents that are worrying. Kids are not really sissies, it sounds like. It sounds like it's kind of the parents that are just being sissies, worrying about a guy wearing a skeleton mask. I get it is kind of scary, and I'm not gonna lie, I have seen kids kind of like get all scared, but I usually take the mask off to ensure them, hey, I'm not a bad guy, it's not a real mask, I'm not half dead, which I am dead on the inside. I'm just joking. But anyways, that's the funny story I want to tell you. Whether it's funny or not, that's subject for you to decide. Anyways, I want to show you this church that's coming up. Hopefully I have enough time, but it's a pretty cool church. It's got this, and then whether you're, if you're Catholic, Christian or not, whatever, this church, you got to appreciate it because of this right here. This big cross right here. Let me point it to you. I'm hoping you can see it. It's on the left there, but I'll point to you because I have a bad habit of when I record not pointing at things and just, my girlfriend pointed out, you don't point at things. You say, look over there, look over there. Where we're looking at. But anyways, there it is right there. It's beautiful. I like it. It is, like I say, whether you're a Christian or not, or you believe or don't believe, you got to enjoy that. It's a beautiful statue. But anyways, that's where I sign out. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and ring my guardian bell to get notified when I upload videos and stuff and pictures of myself, whatever. Anyways, SkeleSteve out.